Hello everyone, Sophia here, and today I filmed my quick everyday makeup look for you guys. I know a lot of people are on the go, I know I am, and I rarely have time to do a full face of makeup anymore, so I just wanted to show you what I actually do on an everyday basis when I just want to look put together in a short amount of time. This is a makeup look I'll do on the train to work, in the car, on my desk at home, wherever. It's really quick, really easy, and I feel like it just makes me look more put together, more awake and alive without that much effort. So stay tuned if you would like to see that, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm just gonna dig into my handy dandy little makeup case here, and this is sort of where I keep all of my everyday basics and my everyday essentials. I have a lot more makeup, but it's stored somewhere else in my room, and obviously I don't want to lug that around everywhere with me, so this is just where I keep the stuff that I'm using at the moment, and it switches out as I buy new things or want to try something else, but this is just sort of where I keep my basic everyday makeup. So the first thing that I like to do is use a foundation, and this one is so cute, but it's a new one I just got by Benefit, and it's their Hello Happy Soft Blur Foundation. And I really like this because it's super lightweight, it goes on really well, it blends really evenly, but it gives you nice coverage. And I am breaking out a little bit, so I do have to use concealer over the top. It's not super full coverage, but for an everyday makeup look, I really like it. So I'm just gonna stick my hair behind my ears here, and I like to use this little beauty blender. It's not a beauty blender technically, it's by Real Techniques, but I actually like it more. I think just the buoyancy of it is really nice, and yeah, I just really like the way that it works. I've tried brushes and stuff before, and I do like those, but I feel like I always have to go over the top of it with one of these anyway because it leaves little brush strokes, so I just like to use this. So I just put a little bit of this like in a little zigzag on the actual beauty blender, and I just tap it so the product's evenly distributed around my face and down my neck. You don't want a foundation line, and then I go in and I blend it all out. And I use just a tapping, bouncing motion, and this is just my first layer, so depending on how my skin is looking and all of that, I sometimes have to add a little bit more in places where it needs it, but this is my first step. Make sure to blend it into your hairline. And like I said before, this is really light coverage, so it just gives you a nice, even base. Okay, so I need a little bit more, and sometimes, God, this is a new beauty blender, so sometimes it soaks up a little bit of the product. So I'm just gonna I need a little bit more like around my chin and cheeks. So sometimes I'll just put it directly on my face. It look a little scary, but then you get more product in one area at once. Blend that all in. And I always have a problem finding the right foundation shade for me because my neck is always white as a ghost, but then like my body and my arms will be tanner. So something will match the rest of my body but won't match my neck, or it'll match my neck and I'll look too pale. So it's like this weird thing that I have yet to figure out. But it's kind of the worst when it looks like you have a line from your face down to your neck. So I've been making the neck matching a priority. Okay, so now we're done with foundation. Next, I like to go in with concealer. So I put this under my eyes on any problem spots I have, but it's normally on the center of my face. And this pretty much matches the rest of my face, but it is a little bit lighter for that brightening effect. And I don't do like specific triangles or anything, I just sort of plop it everywhere. And so my chin is where I have the most problems with acne, and I've read that that's all hormonal. So if anybody knows how to fix that, let me know. And then you just blend this out with the same beauty blender. Okay, so sometimes one layer of concealer doesn't do it. It normally does, but sometimes I have these lovely pimples that just want to, you know, have their moment, have their time to shine, but that's not allowed. So this looks a little gross because I've used it to the death and it's probably time for me to get a new one. But one of my all-time holy grail concealers is this Laura Mercier Secret Concealer, and I'm in the shade SC3, and it's called, yeah, Secret Camouflage Concealer. So what I like to do, this, see, it's a little rough. This side is a more salmony color, and that's really good for canceling out darkness under your eyes. So if I feel like I need more coverage to cancel out dark circles, I didn't get a lot of sleep, then I'll use this, but this matches my overall face more. Another thing I like to use for this is when I have a spray tan, and when my face is darker, a reason I really like this is that this shade still works perfectly to spot conceal. So it works no matter what skin tone I have at the time. So I'll just take a little bit of this and double up over just the little spots that are showing through. I don't know how well you can see them on camera, but to me, they're glaring at me. Okay, so now before I do anything else to my face, I'd like to set it with powder. And it's important to remember to set all of your foundation and creams and your base with powder before you do any powder, bronzer, or blush or highlighter on top of it, because it glides on a lot more smoothly. So if you're trying to, you know, rub bronzer into like the sticky surface, it won't be as smooth. But if you have an even layer of powder, it glides a lot better. So that's just a little tip, because I know sometimes people get confused about the order, you know, of how to do your foundation or how to do your makeup, and there are multiple ways to do it, but as a general rule of thumb, try to do all your creams, set it with powder, do all your powders on top. So I like to use this Too Faced powder. It's a Too Faced Prime Pore-less Skin Smoothing Pressed Powder, and it says you can use this before your foundation too, which confuses me because I don't know how you would do a powder and then a liquid foundation, but maybe I'll try it. I had the loose version of this for a while when I was taking the train to work and doing this exact makeup on the train sitting next to strangers. That was really fun. I really wanted a pressed version. It's just a lot easier. It doesn't, you know, make a big puff of smoke every time you open it. So I really like this one. And I do this all over my face. Another thing I like to do, I know it sounds really extra and really powdery, but if my breakouts are really bugging me, I'll do a little bit of this colored MAC powder over the top of where that breakout is, and just to kind of even out my skin tone. It doesn't look powdery in person, it's just like an extra little layer if I'm feeling self-conscious about it. So the next step is bronzer. And I like to do this just because it lightens up your face and, you know, gives you a little bit of life back, because right now I know I look a little flat and powdery, so this just helps bring the dimension back into my face. I love, again, it's dirty. You know that I love these products because they're dirty, because I use them every day. This is the Hula bronzer by Benefit. And so I just take this little brush by Bliss, and it's fluffy because I like it to be, you know, I don't really contour, I like to just bronze. So I just dip that in, tap off the excess, and I do like a little C motion. So you go over the right under the cheekbone, and then over the top. Under the cheekbone, on the temples, and then over the top, and I do a little bit on my nose. Makes you look a little more sun-kissed. So the next thing I like to do, a lazy girl hack, I always try to use a highlighter blush combo. Not all the time, but on an everyday basis, it just gives you a nice glow. It's not too much of an intense highlight, and it just makes you look a little bit more alive. So I really like to use this Twinkle powder by Benefit, and it's a really nice baby pink color. And it also gives you a nice little shimmer, a little glow, so it brings your face back to life and just, you know, really accentuates the high points of your face. And I just use the little brush that comes with it. I think it's a good size, and, you know, when you're on the run and it comes with a brush, that's what you use. So I just do a few swipes in the powder, and then I make a little fishy face, and I just glide it over the top points of my face. So my cheekbones, my nose, my eyebrow bone, and my cupid's bow. So it just brings your face to life a little bit, and it's a really nice color, so I really like that. Okay, the next thing I like to do is eyeshadow, and this sort of differs depending on the day and how much time I have. A really good tip that I like to tell people is if you're running out of time or you want to use the most minimal products possible, just use your bronzer in your crease. Just take a little crease brush like this, dip it in your bronzer, and just, you know, give your eyes some definition, and it ties your whole face together. I actually do that a lot even when I have time because I like the way it looks. I'm not going to do that today, but that's a really good tip. And then just take some of the highlighter you used on your face and put it on the inner parts of your eyes and on your eyelid to brighten up your eyes. So today I'm going to use this little mini Lorac Malibu palette. Again, it's dirty because it's in my bag that I use every day. I really like this. I haven't heard many people talk about it. I think it's really underrated because it's so little and compact, but as most of you know, Lorac is an amazing eyeshadow brand, and it comes with the most perfect colors. It comes with a little bronzy color, rosé highlight color, and then these pretty other bronzy gold lid colors. So I've been using this for forever, and it's just my perfect everyday go-to. So what I like to do is I like to take this shade Cliffside View and just use this as an overall wash of color on my eyelids. I think a nice bronzy gold is always a safe bet, especially with blue eyes, but honestly brown eyes, green eyes, any eye color. It really just makes them pop. It makes you look more alive and lifted, and I just like always having a little bit of shimmer on my eye. Then I take this color Longboard, and it's this bronzy color, and I just tap off the excess, and then I put that in the crease. And so I just do little back and forth motions, and it just, you know, gives that nice defined look to your eye, but isn't anything too crazy, you know. I don't want to full-on smoky eye when I'm just, you know, running errands or at work or whatever. So it's just a nice little way to make it look like you tried and make you look put together, but doesn't look like you spent hours on your makeup. And then I just take this big fluffy brush and blend everything together. Another little thing I like to do when it's early in the morning and I'm doing my makeup, rushing out the door, I like to sort of fake that I look awake. So a really good way to do that is to take a really light highlighter color or really light eyeshadow like this pink one and put it in your inner corners. So it just really makes you look alive and makes your eyes pop. Yeah, just something about this I really like, and I'll put a little bit on my brow bone too. And yeah, just like that. The next thing I like to do is just tame my brows. Now I do the bare minimum when it comes to my eyebrows. I don't know if I'm gonna look back on myself now and wish that I filled my eyebrows in or did more with them, but I just don't really feel the need to. They're pretty dark compared to my hair color anyway, so I feel like if I fill them in, I look a little, I don't know, it looks a little out of place. I feel like it doesn't match my face. So what I like to do is I just brush them with this little spoolie. You can get these anywhere. And then I take just a clear brow gel. This one is the 24-Hour Brow Setter by Benefit. And all I do is I just take a little bit of that and just brush my brows like I normally would. And this just keeps them in place. Make sure that they don't go all crazy during the day because that can happen and then you look like a crazy person. So it's nice to just set them. It's a good brow gel, doesn't make them feel too crispy. And I really like it. It stays all day. The next step that is the most life-changing is mascara. I use an eyelash curler before just because I feel like it really lifts my eyes and brightens them and makes a really big difference when it comes to the way my eyelashes look. And right now I know I look a little scary, like I always think I hate my makeup when I do everything and then forget mascara, so this is just the final touch that really brings it all together. Funny story, when I was on a spring break trip in Capri with my friend Zach, that's in the Amalfi Coast, we went when we were studying abroad. I brought all of my makeup, and the first day we get there, I do all of my makeup. I looked just like this. I was ready to go. I go to do my last step of mascara, and I realized I forgot it. And this is a really small island. There's not a CVS, there's no makeup stores, it's all little gelato shops and restaurants. And so I was walking around all day looking like this. When I don't wear mascara and I don't have any other makeup on, it's fine. But when you have a full face of makeup and don't have mascara and you have blonde eyelashes like mine, It's a sight to see. But that whole day, all of the pictures are so funny, and Zach literally couldn't stop laughing at me because I just looked so scary. So now I always double check and triple check that I bring my mascara whenever I go on a trip. This is Roller Lash by Benefit, and I really like it. The brush is really great. It makes my eyelashes look really nice. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply a coat or two to both lashes. One of my favorite everyday lipsticks is this one by MAC. It's called Creme de Nude, and I actually got this because I bought a perfume by them called Creme de Nude. Actually, I have it right here. It's right here. It smells really good, and it came in a little, set, and so I bought it for the fragrance, but then I ended up actually loving the lipstick. It's really nude, but if you just do a little bit of it, I really like the way it looks. Yeah, and it's just a really nice, just a really nice everyday nude color, not too crazy. You don't have to worry about touching it up throughout the day, and it just gives you that last final little touch that makes you look more put together. So that is it for my everyday quick makeup routine. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Please feel free to leave a comment below and let me know any video suggestions that you want me to make for you guys. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate you tuning in, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.